Hey everyone, my name is Ray, and welcome back to day 14 of continuous wellness and health, which I guess are the same thing. Wellness and conservation. Been sitting here admiring the sunset, and that's what I wanted to talk about. Even though you can hear airplanes and power tools, and God only knows what other sounds are going to happen, there are also the occasional sounds of birds and whatever else you might hear during the twilight hours. So I just got off the trails a while ago, took a good shower, and um, that's basically quite a lot of fun that I had. And I don't know if I'll ever be able to apologize profoundly enough for having enjoyed the things that I've enjoyed, which are frankly something that I don't feel like I deserve all the time, that I never have, compared to how we witness some other people have had to live throughout time. So, with all that being said, the only thing I can think is to enjoy all of this to the fullest. And that's all any of us can do. So, again, I believe it's day 14 of continuous wealth and happiness, conservation and wellness, whatever you want to call it. It's basically an inspirational vehicle and video for you, from me. And it's an energy that I'm transferring. You can see it sometimes by the way that we age together. And you can see the price that I pay in different regards. And there are a lot of situations where you can't really see the price I'm paying. For an example, some people know that I went through something personal recently and that it was very challenging to go through. And yet, it's not really a big deal because they're going through their own challenging things as well. So, on that note, I know that we're all going through challenges of magnitudes that we can deal with because we're all given just about what we can handle, right? Isn't that what the message says? So, anyhow, as long as we're taking those insights and applying them and learning from them, possibly with each other, then we're going to make some good progress throughout time. The longer that we resist the ability to communicate with one another, the longer we're going to remain at an impasse. The good thing is that as long as somebody in the group is willing to listen, and that means that they won't try to respond out of anger or to respond in a way to belittle or to mask anything that's actually true. So there's not really any reason to agree to disagree. If the world is still at an impasse by this point in time, having trouble communicating, and if this message spoke directly to you, maybe it was speaking with you, and maybe it'll speak with you a little bit better if you share the video. There are a lot of different things that you can do to communicate with one another, but the biggest thing is to share what you really believe in. Subscribe to what you really believe in. If you subscribe to and share a lot of things that don't really give you a lot of reason to drink that the morning cup of coffee, might be time to switch the channel. It's just a thought. None of this is being brought to you at any kind of out-of-pocket expense that I'm requiring from you, and at the same time, I've shared plenty of videos that show the trash that I'm picking up from the trails. And it's not just that I'm picking up trash, it's the idea that we can all do these things collectively for, or maybe not even for, any kind of pay. But in the meantime, while I've got you captive audience here, I've asked plenty of times, but please click the description link. And look, I have a couple of links in the description itself that talk about how to convert some of your encouragement in the form of monetization by submitting a payment to me. And it's not just to me. I mean, I'm going to use it to pay any kind of bills that I encounter while I'm doing these things. But it's also a fund that goes directly towards wildlife and conservation. I know it sounds crazy, but I promise you that your dollars will not be any better applied if you send them off to something that's going to send you a paper product in return, or some kind of a subscription-based process that requires even more resources from the whole of it. I'm not trying to generate more resources. I'm not trying to even earn any kind of a specific wealth. I'm just trying to point out an idea that if I'm doing my part, then I should be able to afford my part, which means that if you're enjoying this part, then you also must do your part. It's part of a system. It's a part of the system that we're blessed with, and so every time I ask you for these things, you're going to help me to achieve the goals that I've got, the same way that I would help you to achieve your goals, which is what I'm doing when I clean up the trash on the trails and try to fix the different problems that I'm able to fix. Now, if I'm not able to fix those problems directly by myself, I'll need some assistance, which means that they'll need some compensation as well. On that note, it sure is nice to delegate funds to something that contributes back to your community, whether it's in the form of making a contribution to a person or something else. Choice is yours. It's always been yours. This year, as much as any year, are voting years, and every single day and dollar in thought is a contribution or a vote in favor of or against what you believe in. Hope you believe in what I've been saying. I hope that you understand what I'm saying. Thank you so much for tuning in. Again, if you haven't subscribed by now, I hope that you consider subscribing. You have a great day. Thanks for watching. Peace.